tells us a clue. Now, as you focus on it, take that imagery of what you're focusing on and make it bigger. Bring the image of it closer. Make it sound even better. And if you're feeling pretty good right now, say yes. Now, open your eyes, and the feeling change came. You didn't really change your body this time, did you? You just changed what you're focusing on. Now, if I got you to think of one of the most miserable moments of your life, don't go there. But if I did, do you think you'd feel differently as you remembered it? Yes or no? Of course, because focus equals feelings. Write it down. Focus equals feelings. Can somebody have a great life and be miserable still because they focus on little things that bug them? Yes or no? Focus equals feelings. Can you have everybody loving you and you still feel unloved? Sure, all you got to do is focus on something that makes you unloved. Remember a time. Focus on a situation. So the two ways to change how you feel is change your physiology and your focus. So this woman says, if I don't like the way I feel, I'll go shopping. So when she goes shopping, she's now physically moving, and as she moves, it changes her state, and she's focusing on things she likes, things she might want to have, and that focus changes the way she feels. How else do people try to change the way they feel in this culture? If you're feeling tired or frustrated or sad or bored or angry or worried, what do you do to change your state? What else can you do to change how you're feeling? Eat. That's right. Big one is eating. Especially if you eat something you really love, you focus on it and you feel it in your body. Especially if you overeat, you start breathing again. You're no longer stressed because you breathe in your stomach. What else do people do? Drinking alcohol. Alcohol will change your state very radically by changing your biochemistry. So many of us find ways to change our states, but the problem is they have side effects. Those side effects is you feel lousy the next day, or you get fat, or you get broke with a big credit card, or whatever. So there are easier and faster ways to make these changes that have no downside. And the first and most important way is by just radically changing the way you use your physical body. Now, write this down if you would. If you want to know what's shaping your destiny, shaping your life right now as we speak, I leave here, you sat through this seminar, what's going to determine how your life turns out? Is it going to be the conditions of the world? Can the conditions outside be lousy and you still have a great time? Yes or no? Can people be going broke while someone else gets rich? Yes or no? Yes. So are there people in this world, by the way, who've been given everything? Love from their family, support, they have great education, great economics, and they're still unhappy. Is that possible? Yes or no? So we like to believe that our life turns out because of our environment, because of our biography, because of the way we grew up. But the truth of the matter is you can find people that are given everything who spend their whole life going in and out of rehab for alcohol or drugs, and they were given everything. And then you find someone else who was treated meanly, harshly, unfairly. They had no money, no education, no background, and they become some of the most successful people in the world. Is that true? Yes or no? So our biography, our past, does not equal our future unless we live there. If you keep focusing on your past and how it's kept you from what you want, you're right. The people that change their life, those individuals are the people who understand one power controls your life, and that is decision. If you want to change your life today, and you've come to this seminar, nothing I say is going to change your life. It can be used by you to inspire yourself to change your life, but the only thing that changes you is a decision. A real decision, by the way, is one you take immediate, massive what? Action on. If you don't take action, you didn't say a decision, you said a preference. I'd kind of like this to work out. When you decide something, when you decide, the word decide comes from Latin. It's just like incision. It means to cut off from. When you decide you're going to do something, you cut off any other possibility. You put yourself in a state that if you want to take the island, you burn your boat. Because if there's no going back, you're going to move forward. That's a real decision. Now, I want to tell you right now as you're listening to me, every single one of you, those of you who have heard me before and those who never have, your life in this moment is being controlled by 3 decisions. Here's the first one. As I'm speaking, every moment of your life, when I'm not here later on, you're going to be making this decision. What are you going to focus on? Because whatever you focus on, you feel and you move towards. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. I'll give you a simple example. If I want to go out and I want to, let's say, go to dinner with my husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. Let's say you're going to meet your husband or wife, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend for dinner at 7 o'clock. And they tell you, I'm going to meet you at 7 o'clock. And you get to the restaurant at 7 o'clock, and they're not there. Tell me what you're feeling right now. First gut response. You got there at 7, they're not there. What are you feeling? Yell it out loud. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Okay, really angry. Someone over here said really worried. It's only 7. Let's say it's now 7:30. They've not shown up and they've not called, and you're still sitting here. Now what are you feeling? Come on, yell it out loud. What are you feeling? Really angry, really worried. Okay, 2 different people here. One saying angry, one saying worried. Let's say it's now 8:30 p.m. You've been there since 7. They've not called and they've not shown up. Now what are you feeling? This woman says, full. I'm not waiting for the bastard. Good, ma'am, good. Full. So let's imagine now what happens. Why is one person worried and one person angry? Is it because the person didn't show up? No. It's because the minute you're alive, every moment you have to decide what to focus on, and then you make the second decision. What does this mean? What does this mean? The person who is mad, what are they focusing on? They're not here again. They're late again. And the meaning they give it is they don't care. Or maybe they're out screwing around with somebody else. Will that get you upset? You bet. What if the person who's worried, what are they focusing on? If they're worried, what might they be focusing on? You tell me, come on. If you're worried about the person, they didn't show up, what are you focusing on? That's right, maybe they were in an accident. And the meaning is, oh my God, maybe they're hurt. And so now you're worried. Whichever decision you make, what you focus on and the meaning you give it completely controls your life. If that person now shows up and they weren't in an accident and they weren't screwing around, the person who's angry is going to treat them in a way that makes them never want to come again. And the person who's worried will treat them completely differently. It has nothing to do with the event. It's your decisions that are controlling your destiny. So the first decision you make every moment is, what are you going to focus on? Am I going to focus on what I have or what I don't have? What I can do or what I can't do? What I'm in control of or what's in control of me? Am I going to focus on the past, the present, or the future? Whatever you focus on completely changes the way you're going to interact with people. It changes the way you feel. It changes your life, doesn't it? The second decision you make is, what does this mean? Is this the end or the beginning? Is God punishing you right now by this situation that happened, or is God challenging you? Or is God actually giving you a gift? See, the meaning you give something instantly changes the way you feel about it overnight. If you think that this is the beginning of a relationship, you're going to act very differently than if you think it's the end. The beginning of a job than the end of a job or a business. How many follow what I'm talking about here? Say I. And when you change that meaning, how fast can you change what you focus on? How fast can you change what things mean? How fast? Literally, in a heartbeat, you can change it. And when you change the meaning, everything changes. Have you ever had something in your life that really upset you, and then finally, years later, you got over it because you went back and you looked and you went, you know what? I realize now that if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am today. Even though I hated that situation, it made me stronger or more powerful or more caring. Thank God that happened. How many have ever had this happen to you? Say, I. The reason you're happy today is you've given it a different meaning. You're focusing on a different aspect of it. If you change what you focus on, if you change what something means, you change your life in that instant. You want to change your life? Make a new choice. Make a new decision about what to focus on or what something means. Now the tendency, by the way, is to focus on the worst, isn't it? Out of fear.